About the last 6 bars of this movement. What does poco stringendo mean, first of all?
Stringent as in
Where's the
stringendo?
table?
Classic. Oh, poco stringlet. Well, poco means a little bit.
Yeah. What is
A
string?
little bit of strings.
No. So, we need to get out our good old-fashioned Italian musical term dictionary and look up what that means.
Is it strident?
I don't want to hear guesses.
Okay, no more guesses.
Stringendo.
Stringendo.
Yeah.
Stringendo. Stringendo.
Somebody look it up on your phone. No guesses. You have magical space phones in your hands. You can find out exactly what it means.
Pressing on.
Pressing on.
No, I'm trying to remember. Theory.
Still guessing.
Oh, here we go.
It's 112 next page.
Accelerando.
The closing bars suggest the stringendo passage, and presto bars in the coda of blah blah blah. Stringendo. Translation. What's the translation?
Dictionary doc.
Pressing forward, accelerando.
Exactly what Daniel's been saying this whole time. Pressing forward, accelerando. Pushing the tempo forward, right? Okay. Don't ever come stand up and conduct in front of a class and not know what every single word in the score means. Your musicians are dependent upon you to translate all of this for them. So a little bit of string is not the right answer. Good guess, though. So, everybody marking your score right now. Accelerando, moving forward. You'll have to go home and you'll have to figure out how you want that to happen, practically speaking, in that moment.
But only a little, because, I mean, aren't you changing tempos drastically in the next movement?
Yeah, 112.
Well, if we've gone from quarter note equals 72 to quarter note equals 112,
More than a little bit.
And it doesn't say a taka, so we can actually have that moment where we reset it.
no.
No? So it is a taka, okay.
Yep. One right into the next.
It's okay.
He means in that bar.
Yeah, that's where it happens, right? So you've got to decide if you're going to be literalists about the score, taking into consideration who the composer is. Vaughan Williams marks his score pretty well, right? This is not an early music composer who's leaving things up to just tradition and the way people do things, performance practice. This is a composer who was born out of post-romanticism, who, when he wanted the fortissimo, drew 3 Fs. Fortissimo. When he wanted you to go faster, he told you he wanted you to go faster. So that's the measure where he wants you to start moving faster. If you try to go faster before that happens, invariably some player will raise their hand and go, I'm sorry, Maestro, did you want us to move that? Is that a wrong marking? Which measure did you want that to happen? You have to do what they show in your score. And if you don't want to do what they show in their part, that's okay, but you have to have marked it before the rehearsal begins. Yep. Yep. So let's look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars from the end. This is bar 54. This is a lesson in melded measures, melded beats, and then syncopated rhythms, right? So, if you want this to happen, di-ga-da, you have to meld beats 1 and 2. Di, ba, ba, ba. You have to get a pop on beat 3 so that they play off of that primary beat to do the syncopation. What's the number one thing you have to feel in order to do syncopation correctly?
A stop
The
before.
primary beat. You have to feel the primary beat. If you don't feel the primary beat, there's no way you can go ba, 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 ba.
Yeah.
So that beat 3 has to have a click to it. 1, 2, and ba, ba, bum, ba, ba, beep, ba, ba, beep, ba, 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 meld, 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 and ba, 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 beep, ba, 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 beep, ba, ba. And in one bar, conceivably, you have to go 40 clicks faster. In 3 beats, you have to go from quarter note equals 72 to quarter note equals 112. And the only way you can achieve this is if you literally spend 15 minutes cranking up your metronome, hearing what 112 sounds like, cranking it back down to 72, and practicing, testing yourself, turning your metronome back on. Set your phone metronome to 72. Set your computer metronome to 112. Turn one off, keep one on, turn that off, test yourself on the other one. You just go back and forth between these 2 tempi until you have it absolutely perfect. As choral conductors, we tend to leave this as an afterthought. We treat tempo changes like, because we deal with so much homophonic music, and music that's not particularly rhythmically complex, even if it's fast, we underestimate the complexity of what might come in orchestral or instrumental music. Because if you turn the page, and you all of a sudden look at the horn part, at 3 bars after figure 3, and we're in 4, and you went a little bit faster than 112, then suddenly what's ticka-da, 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 and all of a sudden you're going ticka-da, 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 ticka-da.
It's like when you tune piano good
Right. Daniel will probably affirm, you can piss off orchestral musicians pretty fast if you just demand to take tempi that are inconsiderate of how they actually have to play their instruments. So practice 72 to 112, back and forth. And let's all practice 6 bars from the end. So it's 54 through 59. Yep, here's the downbeat. Ready? And 1, 2, and click. Top, top, top. Click. Top, top, top. And click. Click. Meld, 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 and click. Bop, bop, bop. Bop, bop, beep, bop, bop. Bop, beep, bop, bop, beep, bop, bop. So you have to work out that last measure by yourself. Emma.
So when you're saying click, you're saying click for the 3?
I'm saying click on the primary beat before a syncopation.
And that on 3.
In that first bar. But then it happens again on beat 2 in the next measure, it happens on beat 1. We've all studied gesture of syncopation, like in beginning conducting class, right? The gesture of syncopation, the GOS, sounds like an esophageal sort of like heartburn issue. The GOS, the gesture of syncopation, is when you're clicking the primary beat so that the player can play the offbeat, can feel the offbeat. If I meld a beat, how can you possibly do syncopation? If I'm going like this, where's my primary beats? So I have to show you. So that click has to happen right before the syncopation. 1, 2, and bop, bop, bop. Bop, 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 bop. All right, let's see Scott do that. 6 bars, please. Good. Bop, 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 you're just sort of keeping time. And I want to see more of a difference between your accented beats and your melded beats. You pull the ensemble into you rather than just beating 3 over and over and over. Let's just try the first 5 bars. Good. Can you meld those 2 and 3 beats a little bit more so that there's more juxtaposition between the accented first beat and then the backing away? Let's try it again. You're a measure ahead. Okay, so as you work on this, we have to move on to the next verse. But I want you to think about the fact that nothing happens after beat 1 in the first bar. There's a downbeat. The next thing that they need is another downbeat. So to go D, even if we're melding like this, it's just sort of, you're already telling players don't look at me.
Because I've done too much.
Because you're doing too much, and it's just, it's worthless for them. You go down to D. Now you show them the next place where they play with a downbeat. It signifies this is the next measure. That'll be much more clear than D, One last time. But I don't sense you audiating the change from D to all of a sudden E major. Because I see the same affect on the face. So you sing and conduct at the same time without Zach playing? Not quite. Not quite. Can you sing the D down to the G flat, the G sharp? You're just singing some melody. That's literally what you have to audiate. You have to hear that change. Okay, one time with Zach. Change. There you go. And. What are you confused about?
I'm just,
That was better. That was so much better.
Yeah,
It's a world of difference.
Yeah,
Okay,
big difference.
work on that. Thank you.